This is a $1 salmon. This is a $7 salmon. And this salmon will cost $30,000 if you eat it. Now before we cook it, let me explain. Most salmon, like the sockeye or the king salmon, have a life cycle that begins in the river, migrates to the ocean, grows up, then swims back to their freshwater birthplace to lay the next generation. However, the Formosan landlocked cherry salmon are only found in freshwater streams on mountains 1,500 meters above the sea and never in their entire life make it back to the ocean. How did they get there in the first place? And so I went on a trip to see these salmon in person in the mountains of Xueba National Park. It is cold, I tell you, cold. Remind you that Taiwan is a subtropical island. And that gives us a clue. Salmons are temperate species, liking temperatures below 70 Celsius. Back in the Ice Age, temperatures everywhere were much cooler. The cherry salmon in Japan had a migration range that extended all the way south to Taiwan. As the Ice Age ended and temperatures got warmer, the cherry salmon had to either move north latitude to Japan or up the altitude to colder mountain ranges, along with what was a rising topography at the time. Once up here, the now subtropical waters downstream are way too warm for our salmon, and they've been essentially locked on these high mountain ranges for over 15,000 years of generations. I am currently standing above Qijiawan River, one of the last places you can see the salmons. And I say last because, well, the 20th century did not treat the salmons all that well. You see, the government used to be all about development. Dams, reservoirs, roads, farms, pollution, habitat fragmentation all brought massive population decline. It was not until 1998 when the government finally labeled the salmon endangered and established protected refuge areas. In 1995, at the brink of extinction, only 283 individuals were found. And now, after 30 years of solid conservation efforts, we have counted a celebratory number of over 18,000 individuals in 2023. That is a 63.6 times by multiple. So, how do they do it? Luckily, we were invited to have an exclusive look at the behind the scenes of this miraculous project. Let me show you. This row of 45 boxes are hatcheries. Scientists combine eggs and sperm collected from mature salmon and let the fertilized eggs develop in new specialized hatchery systems. The eggs will hatch into little salmon alevins, then into little salmon fries, then be moved to their very first tank. At 6 months, the scientists will carry the juvenile fish in these bag carriers, trek over harsh mountain terrains, and release them into the wild rivers. The rest that did not make the journey will get to be moved to their next tank. These 1-year-olds are called pars. Still not fully mature, the pars are already swimming in reverse of the water flow like they would in the wild. By 2 years old, fully mature, the salmon are now ready for our conservation scientists to collect their eggs and sperm and continue the cycle of life. The survival rate of salmon in the wild is as low as 10%, but in an environment-controlled artificial breeding program like this, 70% of the salmon here will mature to adulthood. Our hatchery boxes in the beginning can produce up to 10,000 individuals every year. And while this number is promising, the fate of our salmon would still be dwindling if not for the equally crucial habitat restoration efforts. Thanks to Xueba National Park and local communities, many dams and weirs have been dismantled, farmland have been reclaimed, and wastewater have been treated, all in an effort to return the lost habitat of our special salmon. And because they are still under the category of critically endangered in the IUCN Red List, you need to keep at it. The Formosan landlocked salmon is a relic from the Ice Age and the national fish of Taiwan. It's on our bill. Their conservation story is not only an ongoing project, but also a successful one. And as we drove down the mountain saying goodbye to this beautiful landscape that they call home, I hope to bring you more conservation stories that are happening in this world, either successful ones or ones in the midst of trial and error. And that's what this channel is about. To see wildlife conservation in action and also making natural history engaging and fun. Your subscription will be my greatest support. And about eating that salmon in the beginning, yeah, you'll be fined $30,000 if you kill one. pretty much. If you happen to be in Taiwan, make sure to visit the Formosan Landlocked Salmon Conservation Center, aka Taiwan Salmon Eco Center, where you can see the salmon up close. It's a little museum open 9 to 5, Tuesday to Sunday. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and share with all your friends. My name is Chia, and I'll see you on the next round.